Greetings and salutations. Welcome to tutorial on EU4. Today we'll be talking about Mare Nostrum, the DLC expansion pack for, or DLC expansion for EU4. It was released on April 5th, 2016 alongside patch 1.16. Alright, let's play. I would consider this to be pretty nice. So with barbarian nations you can raid coasts. They have to be within, I believe, 5 sea tiles away from you. And then that will lead to this little thing, or remain for 10 years. Also added were a lot more covert actions, like steal maps, slandered merchants, sabotage recruitment, and corrupt officials. Also with your fleet you are allowed to hunt pirates, which is part of a DLC expansion from another DLC expansion, but you are allowed to hunt pirates. Hunt enemy fleets is basically search a particular area, like the Mediterranean, for enemy fleets. This will be automatic action. They'll just search around looking for someone to fight. Blockade enemy ports, like if we were at war with Genoa over here, or Tlemcen, if we sent them to blockade, it will automatically split the fleet between the two. Or I think it might just put just enough on one area and the rest on another. But that's what that does. Intercept. Look for try to save your coastline apparently against enemy fleets. More likely troop transports. I think there's also evade or evasion, which tries to make you evade the enemy fleets as well. But I think that's only present when you actually are at war. Another thing present is the Trade League. Basically, it will allow each member, which you can only recruit as a merchant republic from one province miners. People in trade leagues lose 1 diplomatic reputation, but it doesn't cost the leader of the trade league to lose a diplomatic slot. It just costs, like Mantua over here would lose that slot, but that slot would normally be taken up by an alliance, which is basically what we're looking at. For every nation above 5 in a trade league, so like Memmingen here would be number 6, they get minus 10 towards relations, towards wanting to do this. There's a bunch of other modifiers that go there, like neutral attitude. The trade leader gets things like, let's fast forward there. Sure, we'll offer you alliance. Yeah. What am I looking up here? Right, so as the trade leader you'd get trade disputes on countries that you would normally have to need, like Ragusa here. Covert action, trade dispute, or anyways, you would have a trade dispute against them automatically instead of needing to build up a spy network against that. Trade leader gets 50% trade power from all of its little vassals. It will also get a bonus 0. Yeah, 0.025 to trade steering, which we can probably look up over here. Power projection turns. Merchant present, transfer stream. Basically like that, I believe. One of those things. All members within the trade league get 20 relations with all other members. Like we look over here. Same trade league, plus 20. There's a good modifier to everything, all these. Guilds, production. Something like that. Goods produced modifier, do I need to go one more month? Something about that. Ship trade power. Trade power. Number, compatibility. Trade power will be increased for all your ships as well. You can also create a trading city. Name is taken. Example. Exampt. Okay. Gives them a government formed relying on commerce. Can only be created by us. Like so. They get 33% caravan power. That's for steering in node. 10% trade efficiency, and they have our same factions. Whatever that may mean. There's also this button called unconditional surrender, which is there and there. It basically gives a 2-month period in which to send them us a peace officer. When you press this button, it will give you the whole, hey, do you really want to make that decision? But you will be at a, they will return a decision, a peace offer at 100% that you cannot refuse. There's also this mission setting, which you can tell your fleet and such to either be cautious or bold, and when to return to port to repair. Never any damage. Another neat little feature is you can reassign admirals and such, admirals and explorers onto ships that are out on sea, as long as they're within trade range, I believe. There's a button here in the trade tab that allows you to promote mercantilism at the cost of 100 diplomatic points. Another covert action I forgot to mention was counter-espionage, which gives that 33 1/3 of their ability is reduced within your country. It is per country basis. You can't send one into your own country to prevent people from doing stuff. There's a button here for repair damaged ships. So if you had ships that were damaged here, I could send them to port by saying repair. They will leave the fleet, go repair, and then come back. Having a spy network in a country will allow you to, what is this? Spy network gives you a past benefit towards siege ability and a aggressive expansion towards that country, so you may want to build that up a bit, especially if you want to conquer territory off them. If you occupy coastal territory of opposing in a war, like if I attacked Austria and occupied this territory, I could steal their sailors from this province. All right, one last thing I want to talk about is condottieri, which is the selling of your fleet of your army for a time period. Like Nuremberg here, if we had a guy come back from there, we can offer them this, the army of this. They pay. We can rent out up to 20 units, or 20 units in an army. The maintenance costs. Charge them for the maintenance cost per month. Say, hey, you should pay the full maintenance on this. Cost per month will be this. This is the army I want to send you out. It may or may not have a leader, and they're willing to accept that. And the reasons they can accept that, and if they could, you can press that button. Once that's on there, you'll still be in control of your army, but you will not need to pay for it. It's a good thing to do when you're not actually needing the manpower, because it will cost you manpower to recover them. I think you need to come back to your own territory to recover manpower, but that's about it. The last great feature of this thing, which is required if you plan to stream this or record the videos, is the timeline feature, which happens when your game is over with, whether it's through like loss of game or just reaching the end of the game. It shows you the start of the game to the end of the game, and you can have these buttons to progress it however fast you may want it, and you can see all the little movements around. Like these guys are moving these guys are moving over here, adjusting with their migrations and such. These guys are conquering, unconquering, and various other things.